So earlier this year, I decided that I wanted to start a new save file, and I've always wanted to fill up the entirety of The Sims 4 with my own builds, and so I'm finally doing it. Hello my friends, it is Luca, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be giving you a small overview of my save file in progress. I only have one world complete currently, and that is what you're seeing here, Moonwood Mill. I will twist that up in my, tongue tie it and everything today, so bear with me. But as you see here, I have it all completed, and I have uploaded most of the builds to my channel. So if you want to see the speed builds for those builds, I will leave them linked into a playlist down below. However, there is one build that I did off camera on my own. This was actually what kind of inspired me to do it because I really liked how it came out. So why don't we just go ahead and start with that build? And it is the Moonwood Mill library. It is located actually on the library lot that it was originally on, and it has the lot traits of study spot, fast internet, and peace and quiet. Let's go ahead and take a little look here. So this is the Moonwood Mill library. I wanted to build a library that actually looked like a library because the build that was here before was really cool, but it was kind of empty. So I had this idea that this is just a rundown kind of, library. It's very much so inspired by my hometown library. Not saying that my hometown library is run down by any means, but it just has a certain feel about it that's similar, like with the brick and like the parking lot. And then there's like a little newspaper thing right here. There was one right next to the front door of my hometown library, and my mom would always have me run out with a few quarters and pick up a new newspaper every week or so. But yeah, so let's go ahead and let me give y'all a little tour. So let me go down to the first floor here, and we're gonna go into tab mode. I'm so sorry if this makes you nauseous or anything, but I'll try to go slowly. But you can see like there's a little bit of some plants out here that they can garden. That's actually inspired by my previous therapist office here in where I live now. They have like some tomato plants growing up next to the front in just like some planters. And I don't know, I just love that. It's such a Kentucky thing, I think. All right, so here is the front desk, and I wanted to clutter up the surfaces a lot. I wanted it to look like people had dropped off their books and they were still kind of checking them in. But you can see here, I used the floor tiling from the Werewolves pack. I absolutely love how this looks in here. I love all the paneling and the brick, and I love the cracked flooring, and I don't know, I really love this front desk area. It's very cute. And there's also, let me just kind of zoom out here. This will be easier, but you can see here is this front desk area, and there's a door here that leads to like a little office. Maybe this is where like the manager or the leader, whoever is in charge here, works back here or something. They have a little kitchen area too for the staff, just to kind of, have some coffee. And then there is also a bathroom back here for them as well. Yeah, just a little bathroom, nothing too crazy. But let's move back here to the front desk. I really like this little item here. I simply needed to do this or to place that. What is this? I don't remember placing this. Learning and Betterment Award, sure. But there is also a little front area for kids as well. I put some toys. I put a building block thing here. I thought that fit really well. A kid's bookcase, some decor, some posters. I saw this, and this is from Strangerville, but it works so perfectly for a library. I think it was actually in the library there. And then there is a little section here with a couple of computers. There is another one over here, but this is actually very much like the library growing up. It had little areas for that as well. And then there is a few sections here with big bookcases and some signs here that are like signifying what section is which, and then like little areas for your Sims to just study, do your homework. And then back here is more area for computers. This was very common in my public library growing up. There was a computer like section, and it was right there in the middle of the floor. So, and then there's also a little coffee area back here with like a sink, and patrons can like make a cup of coffee. I thought that would just be a nice little touch. And then moving on, there is a public restroom right back here, a couple stalls, just the usual. But there is also a couple more bathrooms over here. I actually decided to include a couple shower units. I just thought that would be kind of handy, and I kind of imagined that there was like some curtains that they would like pull over or something. I don't know, but I just wanted there to be some public showers here because this isn't just a library. It's actually kind of like a classroom area, sort of. I have a little classroom right here. This is more for just like pretend, honestly. That doesn't have any like specific gameplay. Maybe you can have like a club come here, and maybe it's like some Sims that are like looking to get their like, college degrees, or maybe they're just looking to study, or maybe they're looking to get like a GED or something. You can have your Sims come here and they can like pretend to study or something. And then there is a staircase here leading up to the upstairs. Now this is a little bit different. So I have a couple rooms that look like they aren't used very much. I kind of liked that vibe. There's like some musician or some instruments stored in this room. And then there's some like crafting stuff in here. I like having this stuff here because then your Sims can come here and actually like use it if you need. There's also a painting section, a nice art room. In my head, I thought maybe this room is like the main room, and they like every month change it out or something. So one month it's like an art room, the other month it's like a music room. And then moving on, there is a bathroom here as well, a nice big spacious bathroom with some public showers. I know that in reality that looks a little weird, but I just thought in this game it's going to be very, very useful. And I really paid attention to details in this build. I think I'm really proud of this one. There's like actual like paper, like disposable papers for washing your hands, and like, soap dispenser. You know what? Really quickly, I'm going to put these like that. That looks better. And then this room here is actually kind of just a little idea that I had. You can use this for whatever you want, but I can imagine that maybe the person who runs the library maybe allows people to stay here if they need, or maybe it's like for kids. Honestly, it's whatever you want. I made it pretty kid friendly, so maybe it's, I don't know, it's whatever you kind of want. You can add to it if you want. And honestly, that's really it. There's a little side out area out here. I was gonna do a roof. It didn't look right, so I was like, you know what, just make it into a balcony. And honestly, I love it. I just thought it'd be a nice little space where you can kind of add whatever you want. But yeah, that's the library. Let me go ahead and I'll move on to the next build. So here we are back on the page. Now, obviously, I'm not going to show you these homes like in full detail. I will give you a quick, brief overview of each one. But I don't want to, I don't want to like take it away from my speed builds if you want to go watch those. But let me go ahead and I'll show you really quickly the starter home that I have for this world. Basically, my goal was to make a pretty gameplay friendly save file, mainly for myself, but also for others. And I thought, you know what, every world needs to have some kind of a starter home. And, I didn't want it to just be like a bare bones, like simple starter home. I wanted it to have character. So here is the treehouse starter home. It is, I believe it is a tiny home. It's not a tiny home. I don't think it is because of size. I'm not really sure. You know what? Let's just see. Let's just see if I can make it a tiny home. Sure. That's awesome. But as you can see, this is a sort of a little tree house. I built it on the base of this debug like log, like stump. That's what it's called, a stump. You can literally see one right here. I just was like, you know what, that makes sense. Maybe there was a big tree here. They cut it down and then they built a house on it. So let me go ahead and give you a quick brief look. You can kind of see, I'll let you see the rest of it in the speed build, but it's just a pretty simple one room little starter. It's perfect for a sim wanting to kind of live off the grid if they wanted. I these things are not off the grid. Like this right here is not, but it's just a nice little cozy like space for your Sims to live in and start out. And it's pretty inexpensive. It's only 8,000 simoleons, so it's literally perfect for any kind of gameplay that you have where they don't really have a lot of simoleons to start out with. So very proud of this little build. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. Alrighty. The next build is the old abandoned storage. It is on this 30 by 30 lot right down here, and it has the bracing breezes, dog hangout, and teen neighborhood lot traits. Oh, and the starter home has homey and peace and quiet. I forgot to mention that. But this home is actually doesn't have any Sims in it. I was planning on making some Sims, but when I meant to make them, I was like, I kind of would rather just, if I was ever to play with this save, just make them, like have this be where I start, maybe. I'm not sure. Basically, the backstory with this home or this building is that it is just a old abandoned like factory building. It's not very big. Maybe it was part of a bigger set. Maybe it was just one of the big buildings that used to be, whatever this was, like the library. It's right across from the library. So maybe it used to be part of something bigger. Who knows? But I kind of imagined that the city had blocked it off and they didn't want anybody using it. But eventually they found out that people were staying in it. And so they were like, you know what, let's just leave it. So I love this build. This is genuinely one of my favorite builds that I've done here. I love this whole save file that I've done, but this is such a fun build. It has this really cool like water around it. It's like a pond, and honestly so full of detail. I love it. But let me give you just a quick brief little glance at everything. There is a laundry space. This is a pretty communal section here. It's meant to be for several teens, so it's gonna be kind of cramped. Everything's kind of thrown in here. It's kind of mismatched, and I love it so much. There is it's only one bathroom, but it's big enough. I really love all the detail that I put into here. Like this little like stain on the floor is from Strangerville, and there's all sorts of cracks on the floor. I'm really, really proud of it. And then I mismatched these curtains as well from the Werewolves pack. Honestly, this kind of low-key was the inspiration. Just seeing these, I just had that idea in my head. I don't really like these here now, but there's really nothing else I could put there, I think. And then upstairs, there is enough space for 5 different Sims. You might even be able to put another bed in here if you want, but I thought this would be a nice little, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I thought this was a bed, sorry. But yeah, there's a nice variety of different things to do in here. There's some planter boxes, there's an easel. I think in the beginning when I was building, I wanted to put some workout equipment in here, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. But I love all the decor in here. I love the plants, the rugs, just everything. It makes it's so full of life. And then outside, you can see some bikes here as well. Like they just parked their bikes here temporarily. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this build here. Now, there are 2 families included in with this world, and the first one is the Birch Bentley. They are a couple, and they live in this cozy little cottage that, you know what? Let's just load up the family, and I will show you. Alrighty, here is the Willow Cottage. At least that's what I've called it in my head. It's inspired by Willow by Taylor Swift. Yes, I know I'm that person, but this is just a nice little simple living. I think it's let's look into build mode really quickly and see what the lot traits are here. So the lot traits here are bracing breezes, great soil, and peace and quiet, and also off the grid and simple living. So this is a challenge for you if you would like to play with these Sims. I just wanted to do something different because I really love the cottage living expansion pack, and so I included some of the gameplay here. I have a barn here and a chicken coop here, so they're empty right now, so you can kind of fill them with whatever you want. I actually had the idea that these 2 had just moved in to this old cottage that they've had for a bit, and they're deciding to settle down here. But before I show you the build, I'll show you the Sims. So this is Aspen. She's an animal enthusiast. She loves the outdoors, but she's a little awkward. She doesn't really like people. She likes animals, not people. So that's why she moved to Moonwood Mill. I kind of had the idea that these two were maybe from Moonwood Mill and when they were kids, and then they moved to like the big city, and then they came back, like that whole story. Maybe it was a Hallmark thing, maybe Ash right here, they moved here. Maybe they already lived here. Maybe they lived here all along. And then, Aspen came back and it was like a Hallmark movie, and it's Sweet Home Alabama, but make it Moonwood Mill. But this is Ash. They go by they, them, by the way, and they are goofball, loner, loves outdoors. So this is their home. But Aspen just wanted to come back here. But that's pretty much it. They're a couple. Are they married? Are they girlfriends? Are they? I don't remember actually. Let's just see. Open some profile. So they're married. So yeah, maybe they got married and they just decided to move out here into this little cottage. But it's a 1-room cottage, as you can see here. There's not a bathroom in the actual house. It's over here. But here's the home. It's really cute. I'm so proud of this one. I honestly think that these Moonwood Mill builds are just next level. I don't know. I think it's just this world is so inspiring to me, but I just loved everything about this build. They have a really simple kitchen over here. There's absolutely no electronics. It's all off the grid. There's only candles. Absolutely love that. Everything is functional. So, they've got a little little toilet out here, one of these little crafted toilets. And then there is a shower head here, which I like to imagine they have like a well. And then, they like have this attached to this tree here. I love an outdoor shower. And you know what? This isn't going to be available on the gallery this way. This one is like all these builds are available on my gallery page under the username Luca. Is it Luca Owens? Yes, LuccaOwens. But really quickly, I would like to fix this because I forgot to do this last time. Do that. There we go. It just makes better sense. I know it looks a little bit weird, but it makes better sense. But that's this. It's the Willow Cottage. They have a garden space right here. I like to imagine that they grow some crops here. I wanted to use those things from Cottage Living, but honestly, I was like, they're kind of, I don't know, they're too boxy, and this is just more organic. That's the vibe that I had here. And I just wanted to fill up this lot because you know me, big lots are a little bit intimidating, and this is a 40 by 30. 40 by 30 is not my thing. I don't usually do the 40 by 30 lots. So yeah, this is the build. And yeah, let's go ahead and we'll move on to the very last build in this world. Anyways, after some trial and error, we are here. So this is the biggest build in this world. It is the Miller's farmhouse. So the Millers here are a pretty big family. They are composed of Alice Miller, who is the mother of, is it Alan Miller? Let's just look here. Yes. So we've got Alan here, whose mother lives with them as Alice. And then he's married to Darren, and then they have their 4 children, Philip, Poppy, Elliot, and Maxie. I absolutely love this family because there's so much dynamics here. There's so much fun here. But starting off with Alice is she's like that kind of tough grandma. And I will tell you really quickly before we even get into it, this is supposed to be her bedroom. I'm changing it. I'm changing it to something a little bit more practical. I don't know, maybe this is her style and she just dresses this way, but she's a little bit of an edgier grandma, and I do plan on adding all sorts of like skills for all of them. I just haven't done that yet. It's a lot of work doing that, but I just wanted to go ahead and show you all what they are all like so far. Once I do actually finish the save file, I'll make sure all of the Sims have like skills and stuff like that. Yeah, Alice is the matriarch of the family. She's very much so, she's the tough grandma, and she kind of is inspired by like post-apocalyptic stories. You know how there's always like that tough grandma, And then there is Darren and Alan, just a couple of gay dads. There's nothing much different outside of that. We've got Alan, who's a bit of a lazy goofball. He's kind of like the funny dad. And then Darren is a little bit more, he's more of an adventurous person. He just, Alan likes to stay home. Darren, he likes to go hiking and go rock climbing and all that stuff. And then we have the two teen children, the teens. So we have Poppy, who is the oldest. She's like an artsy student. She's going to go to art school, I think, in college. She's probably going to be, I might have her be almost a young adult whenever I adjust their age and all that. But yeah, she's the oldest, and she's just a little bit more artsy. And then her brother Philip is a little bit different, because I will tell you real quick, I forgot to mention that. This whole family is werewolves. I forgot to mention that, didn't I? So we have all of them as werewolves. But Philip here doesn't like being a werewolf. He doesn't. He's like so over it. He's bored of it. He's done. He's been a teenager. He has not been a werewolf very long. He's not for it. But he really wants to get into spellcrafting, or spellcraft and sorcery. So he wants to be a spellcaster. So I thought that would be a really fun little trajectory for him. He becomes a witch. And yeah, you'll see his room in a bit. And then there is the twins, Elliot and Maxie. So Elliot here, he is a little rambunctious scamp. He's going to be into sports. He's kind of, you can already kind of tell he's into like sports ball and stuff, something I don't understand. And he's just, there's not much to kids, honestly, but he's just an active kid. He loves sports. And then there is Maxie. Maxie is, I think... Okay, so I thought that I had set their pronouns, but for some reason I can't find them. I don't know if it's just me not knowing where they are or what, but their pronouns are they, them. They're just, they're not really sure about their gender right now. Maybe they're just kind of experimenting with shorter hair. So, Maxie here is, you can tell they're a little bit more feminine, they're we'll just say that they are an AFAB, non-binary right now. But that's the twins. They are pretty adventurous. The Maxie here. I love that name, Maxie. Just love it. But yeah, that's the family. It's a pretty simple family, honestly. I still have some work to do on them, obviously, but here is their home. You can check out the speed build down there as well in the playlist. I won't go over it because it's a pretty big home, but you can see Philip's bedroom here. He's very witchy, very dark. He plays violin. I'm definitely going to give him that trait. Poppy has her bed. Oh wait, maybe this is Poppy. No, this is Poppy's room. Yeah, her room is a little bit more grown up, I think. It's nothing too crazy, but she still has posters everywhere, and she likes to paint. She likes to play guitar, And then, of course, you've got the kids, or the parents' bedroom. Very simple, very blue, very brown. I don't know. I really like this bedroom, honestly. And then upstairs is just like an open area space for the kids. Now, this little section here, you can use this with however you want to use it. I actually think that this was Poppy's room when she was younger, and they just never really did anything about it. I think they were hoping that Maxie here was going to kind of inherit that section, but Maxie was like not really okay with it. They were not really into the girly, traditionally girly, feminine pink and all that nonsense. So they were like, no, I don't want that. And they were going to give this section to little Elliot here, and he was going to have like a sporty themed room, but Elliot was like a cool enough brother to kind of like accept that, he can, share it with his siblings. So, so there's two beds here, and this is for both of them, and it's a little sporty room, and I love it, honestly. It's kind of ugly, but kind of great. But yeah, that's the house. Pretty simple. The rest of here is just some skill building stuff that I thought I would throw up there as well. But yeah, that is everything. And that is the first world in my save file complete. I am very proud of this, and I hope you all enjoyed seeing this. These builds are available on the gallery if you would like to just download them into your game. But once I do get the save file complete, I will definitely put it up on some kind of downloading place so that you can check it out. It's a work in progress because you can see there's a lot of worlds in this game. So I've got a lot of work to do. I think my next one I would like to finish is probably Evergreen Harbor. I have started some work on it. Oh, I forgot about this. We'll talk about that later. This is the single dad's home that I've got on the channel already if you want to check it out. But that is everything. But do let me know in the comments down below if you are excited for the save file. And if you got to this part of the video, why don't you comment werewolf? But that is everything. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird, and I will speak to you all next time. Goodbye, my friends.